And welcome everybody to Pocono Raceway for the running of the royalty-free 200. My name's Gavin Graham, and I'm joined once again by ASCA's local backmarker, Jacob Mitchell. Jacob, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, to be fair, I haven't been a backmarker as of late, except for that last Pocono
except
race.
for literally the last race where you were in the back the whole time, got wrecked once, and then wrecked yourself a second time. Yeah, all right.
Hey, qualifying's important in the trucks. Don't let anyone tell you it isn't.
Speaking of
It's important
qualifying,
everywhere.
Speaking of qualifying, we just got through qualifying here for tonight's running of the royalty-free 200. So let's take a peek at the drivers that are going to be racing for the win here tonight. Let's go on over to our starting lineup now for tonight's race. And on pole position, it is going to be, give me just one little second here. It's going to be AJ Hyder once again on pole position with Aiden Walker alongside. Then it'll be Aiden Arevalo in row 2 with a great qualifying effort with Diego Roldan alongside. Garrett White with a great qualifying effort. He starts 5th with James Thurston alongside. And then controversial Bryce Benton is right next to Lars Chenoweth for 7th and 8th. And rounding out the top 10, it's Connor Trafari. And a great run by Robert Eckelberry in qualifying. He rounds out the top 10. Moving on over to outside the top 10 now. How about this? Zayden Cortines. Jesus. Zayden Cortines is in 11th here. Great run for him in qualifying with Chris Bowes alongside. Then it will be Caden Mobley Kelly making his first start of the season in 13th with Kaola Hankins in 14th. Then it'll be Jason Marshall and Landon Warren side by side in row 8 with Logan Soley and Caden Rife in row 9. And ending off the top 20 will be Dimitri Mundros and Tyler Dixon. Moving on over here to outside the top 20 will be Aiden Smith and Derek Shaver, followed by Chris Lilly and Clinton McDonald. Then Trevor Crossway and Connor Ballheist make up row 13 with Nico Servideo and Jason Hall in row 14. And rounding out the top 30, it'll be Jamie Wright and Pravin Vijaykumar. And through the rest of the field now, it'll be Anthony Sharps, Julian Dawkins Jr., Jason Semito, Ethan Moses, Scott Ferguson Jr., followed by Jeremy Lewis, then Daniel Botting, Marcus Vanderlee, Noah Herron, and the final spot goes to our very own Wayne A. Kennedy. And then the drivers going home, Owen Cheminsky, River Page misses the race. Big trouble with him in qualifying, along with Ethan Workman, Jason Gallagher, Nicholas Budimlik, and Ryan Bogey. That's a big one right there. River Page missing the field.
I know the stream's getting in a little late here. We're about to go green, so not a lot of time for all the pre-race stuff. But I just want a quick question: who's your favorite tonight?
I'm gonna go with Hyder. Hyder won last season, and I think he's gonna do it again. Here we go. Race start zone. Green flags in the air. We're racing at Pocono.
Even start from the top 2. AJ Hyder, Aiden Walker on the front row. Side by side going down to the turn 1 complex. We know that this turn 1 can be tricky for multiple people, but they're not going more than 3 wide. I see. Is that James Thurston way up the racetrack, as they are 3 wide now through the rest of the field coming off of 1.
And Hyder's got control. A little bit of a scuffle between Aiden Walker and AJ Hyder, but they settle it. Now it's going to be a big push from Aiden Walker to the back of Hyder as they go into turn 3. There goes Zayden Core into the wall with Robert Eckelberry.
And they're keeping it straight. Oh, there goes Caden Rife around off of turn 2. It looked like everybody else kept it straight except for them. No caution is happening?
2 for 2 with controversial caution calls. Hey, I'm not in the tower this week, so we keep it green as we come to complete the first lap.
So Dunn did say on the radio that he has literally no help, so I really don't know why people who didn't qualify are not helping him, but yeah, that should have been a caution. In every world, that should have been a caution. I mean, Jesus.
Anyway, we continue green. Aiden Walker on the inside, but here comes Diego Roldan. The 3 drivers that have won this season are battling for the lead.
Looking back at the front here comes Aiden Walker down to the inside of AJ Hyder. Diego Roldan right behind them. James Thurston sliding up, getting a rev below a little bit for the 4th position.
Aiden in the Walker back, Chris Bowes goes around. He saves it. holds on to it. Him and Aiden, whatever his name is, Aiden Smith made contact going down to turn 3.
This is a cluster. We're getting off right to it here. I can barely have room to breathe. Everything's happening all at once as AJ Hyder is all the way down to the apron as he's trying to break the toe back there. And he's going to go into turn 1, still leading this race. Early on here, the cars are going to have much fresher tires, and they're not going to be able to hold on.
As they come out of turn 1, side by side, Arevalo is not leaving Thurston alone. Think about last week when Arevalo got into that tussle with the 48 of Bryce Benton. He is somebody that you really do not want to mess with.
Somebody else you don't want to mess with is someone making his way up through the pack right now. Right behind him in the 6th position is Connor Trafari. He has made his way up from 10th. He's all the way worked to 6th. I've been seeing him work the high line in turn 1. That's not normally a line you really see here at Pocono, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Normally it's not. But if there's anything about this racetrack, people are able to make it work, especially the guy driving 4th, James Thurston. I remember season 7, when we were here at Pocono, 4 wide for 2nd. Thurston was all the way up against the wall trying to make it work. The problem was the guy on the inside was Connor Trafari. He wiped out half the field that day with that move. Both of these guys have a very troubled history here at Pocono.
Meanwhile, back at the front, AJ Hyder now starting to pull away a little bit over Aiden Walker. I'm wondering if that weaving down the front stretch strategy is working out for him. Looking back through the pack, mostly single file now after a hectic start to this race.
We're coming around to finish lap 4 now. Really close quarters racing. Garrett White trying to hold on to what he can. He got passed by Bryce Benton. Now he's under pressure from Lars Chenoweth. This is going to be for the 8th position.
Cars continuing to spread out now further through the pack. Here comes Arevalo down on the inside once again on Thurston. Thurston trying to work the high line through turn 1, and it looks like he's going to be able to maintain that position, and he might bring Connor Trafari with him here through the tunnel turn, but that tunnel turn is going to get a little bit treacherous if you go too wide there. It is not an easy pass to make going into that corner, but you can make up a lot of time if you get a good entry.
And if you think that it's bad now, Jacob, just give it about, I'd say 10, 15 laps. These tires are going to be screaming for grip. And I know you can say from the truck race personally that it was getting pretty bad out there. You guys really had to start looking for lies to find some grip on the racetrack. These guys are going to be doing tenfold here today.
Well, I know for the truck series, the track temperature was a lot lower, and obviously the trucks don't burn as much tires as the Cup cars do. But yeah, it's going to be quite a bit worse. We're going to see these cars starting to slip and slide around, especially towards the lap 20 mark. I think lap 20, 25 might be our pit window, so watch for these cars to try to conserve tires up until that point.
So there is someone in the chat I do want to mention. He's saying, shout out Owen Chabinski. His roommate's cheering him on. Am I going to tell him, or?
Nah, I wouldn't. Don't say it. Don't.
Well, I won't say too much. I'm sure he'll figure it out before long.
Oh, you're talking about the fact that he DNQ'd?
Yeah, I'm talking about the fact he's not even racing.
Okay.
But you were talking about that outside line there, Jacob. Thurston's the only one in the top 15 that's running it, and he's trying to make something happen here. He has a run here on Diego Roldan, coming down the front straightaway, but it's not going to be close enough as they go towards 1.
Another mild point of interest as this race is going to go on. I know since this is a giant racetrack, I don't really think that they're going to get too physical. But iRacing did just have an update today that basically makes the rear bumper of the Xfinity cars a lot more durable, and you can take a bump more. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are willing to do now that the bumping physics are a little bit better.
In the wall just a little bit. I couldn't tell whether that was Roldan or Thurston, but one of the two tapped the fence, and now we got a scuffle. Bryce Benton diving to the inside on Connor Trafari after he missed turn 2. At the same time, Thurston peeking his nose outside on Diego Roldan. They'll continue side by side. Here comes Thurston peeking his nose low here on Roldan for 3rd.
Yeah, James Thurston hungry for a win, trying to get the side draft off the side of Diego Roldan. He's going to look to the inside, absolutely sends it down into turn one. He's going to get the spot, but Diego Roldan, can he get the run back off the corner? He's not going to be close enough to maintain the position going in off of one. James Thurston is into third, and here comes Connor Trafari down the inside in the tunnel turn on a Revelo. This could get interesting.
Yeah, you got two aggressive guys going at it in one of the toughest corners on the schedule, but Trafari's going to slam the door shut hard, and Trafari moves up to fifth. And remember, guys, he won Friday's truck race here in a dominant performance. He is somebody to watch out for if he can get some clean air.
And speaking of remembering things and watching out for things, here comes the best friends sitting in 6th and 7th right now.
Oh, no.
Andrew Ruffalo and Bryce Benton are now racing for position. Remember last
my
week,
God, you know, I'll tell you, we had him up in the booth post-race, asking them how they were feeling after their scuffle, and they were laughing about it. They definitely took it a lot better than I thought they did. That's not good. And we're doing it all over again, fellas. More contact with Aiden Revelo and Bryce Benton on lap 9 of the race.
It looked to me, maybe I was wrong about that, but it looked like Aiden Revelo might have just like gassed it up a little bit too much off of one there and just doored the 48 by accident. But who's to say? Because you know what's really an accident nowadays in ASCA. But I'm looking further up the field. I'm seeing James Thurston trying to work the middle lane in turn 3 there, as Aiden Walker has not given up his pursuit of AJ Hyder.
And I'll tell you, if Walker can continue to pursue AJ Hyder for the foreseeable run here, things will get very interesting.
Yes, this is one of those tracks, again, going off on a little bit of a tangent, but this is one of those tracks where your qualifying position matters a lot. And all those guys up at the front, they're pretty much going to stay up at the front unless there's a pit cycle that goes bad. So I would expect these guys up at the front in this like little line of cars right now to be the guys that we see battling for the win later in the race.
Lars Chenoweth inside on Bryce Benton. This is going to be for 8th place. Right ahead of him, Garrett White's making a move. This is going to be on Aiden Revelo for 6th place. So far, they're both even inches apart between Bryce Benton and Lars Chenoweth as they come out of turn 3. They'll be even down the straight.
Side by side now as Aiden Walker has lost a little bit of momentum against AJ Hyder. That's going to allow James Thurston to pull in, and he just absolutely sends it into 1, and he's looking for the lead too. James Thurston almost getting to the inside of AJ Hyder there, but it's not going to be enough. Thurston gets into 2nd, but Walker's coming right back at him for 3rd.
Oh, he's going to push him. Yeah, there it is. Walker's not even going to try to fight this one. He's going to try to get Thurston up to Hyder, try to disturb them both, so he can try to take the lead of this race. And I'll tell you what, Thurston has got a lot of pace. We'll see if he has enough to get around the Season 7 champion.
And I looked back. There were 2 things that caught my eye. One of them was Connor Trafari making a big move on Diego Roldan for the 4th position. The other was they just passed the lapped car of Jason Hall in the 41. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, okay. So Jason Hall in the 41, he basically loses it coming off of turn 3, and he clips the pit barrier, so his day is probably done, but he was running in the back anyway, so...
Fantastic. Revelo's under a ton of pressure here from Garrett White. Garrett was chasing him up the track, coming out of turn 1, and continues to chase him down the back. This is welcoming Lars into the melee here for position, a little bit of contact. Jacob, you were talking about those bumps to the rear. Garrett just gave one to Revelo. Here comes Garrett inside with a big run coming out of the tunnel turn.
And that's one of those things I'm talking about where you can get one of those big runs through the tunnel turn, especially if you make the corner, if you run it right. And Lars Chenoweth is looking to do the exact same thing that Garrett White just did. He's making his way through. This is for the 7th position as they're side by side, and that's going to allow Bryce Benton into this battle. We might see round 2 of the 09 of the 48 very soon here.
Bryce, please, just you've been letting Aiden toy around with you for 2 races now. It's time to fight back here a little bit. Now it'll be a Revelo and Benton side by side again. coming out of turn 1. Down the back straightaway, inches apart again, but Benton gets in line.
See, now you talk about toying around with people for 2 races straight. I'm one of those people that's thinking, well, if I'm Bryce Benton and this guy keeps, putting me in a bad position or keeps screwing me over, both of these guys are fringe playoff guys. There's a lot that could be on the table down the line in the season. So I'm thinking, long-term game here. Don't get suspended over silly crap now. Just wait until the moment's right.
Well, I don't think either of these guys care about that at this point. We'll see if they can cooperate for the time being. We still have a long ways to go here in this race, as we have just started lap 14. Hyder continues to lead. Now Thurston is starting to lose a little bit of time. He has fallen back to about 0.4 of a second between himself and AJ Hyder. Then it's Walker, then Trafari, then Roldan, then White, then Chenoweth, then Arevalo, and finally Benton and Hankins rounding out the top 10. Here comes Diego Roldan with a big move to the inside. Connor Trafari missed turn 1, and he's going to lose a spot because of so.
Yeah, these two drivers having a good old classic Uprise Motorsports battle. Diego Roldan spotting a spiffy new paint scheme in this race. And I will tell you what, that 9 car is not a fan of it because he keeps seeing it in front of him and he wants to get by him. But the 99, they're having a really good battle. As Lars Chenoweth, oh my goodness, he just absolutely sent it on Garrett White.
Lars did not have a great qualifying effort, started right at the end of the top 10, and he has been trying to fight for every position. One thing about Pocono that makes it so great is that to make a pass, you really do have to push it in ways that you normally wouldn't have to at most tracks. Like what we saw with Thurston with that big dive bomb into turn 1. You just don't see those kind of moves anywhere else. And that's exactly what we saw from Lars, just shoving the car in there and trying to make it stick as Trafari hits the wall again, coming out of turn 1. Now White's going to have the advantage down the back with Lars Chenoweth watching on.
Yeah, maybe Trafari is having a problem with his tires. As we discuss these tires, they are pushing these Goodyears pretty hard here in this first stint. I'm not surprised to see them not really conserving their tires and trying to get everything they can get on this first run, as Garrett White almost making contact with the 45.
Look where Thurston is. He is ripping the fence here at Pocono. My goodness, James Thurston doing everything he can to try to outrun Hyder. Unfortunately, it really hasn't done much, still within that 4/10 window between himself and the leader.
I will say, though, that last time by, James Thurston was about 600-700 faster than AJ Hyder. I'm not sure if this is going to work the entire way around, but I can tell you, he's trying to make it work.
Trafari's blocking hard. I don't know what's going on, but Lars and Connor are going at it down the straightaway. A little bit of contact into the tunnel turn as Lars shows his displeasure.
Oh yeah, this is one of those battles where we're going to see someone not end this race in a favorable position. As here comes Lars, absolutely dive bombing the 9 car of Trafari. Maybe a little bit of door banging there, but the 45 is going to get the job done here coming out of turn 3.
Yeah, now here comes Garrett too. Man, Connor is getting shuffled around, hit the wall twice, now making a little bit of contact with Lars Chenoweth, and now Garrett White's coming to play.
I think I might have just heard Connor Trafari voice a little bit of displeasure over the radio at the 45 car. Might have not been the case, but he definitely came on the radio and said something after that pass. As the 45 has now moved into the top 5, a great display by Lars Chenoweth right now.
And Lars is by far the most impressive rookie that we've had this season. I mean, nobody's really come into ASCA like this that hasn't went on to compete for a championship. And he's just continuing his charge. He has immediately gotten up to the back of Diego Roldan. He's going to do it again into turn 3 with a mega dive down into the corner. And Lars Chenoweth is now in the top 4 and looking for more.
This is really impressive by Lars Chenoweth. Just the amount of car control and the amount of confidence that he has is in the back.
And that was more trouble between Bryce Benton and Ainer Revelo, with a little bit of collection there from Keola Hankins. But these two continue side by side as they've scuffled once more.
Yeah, I think the 09 just got into the wall off of 3 there. I don't think that was anything malicious, but it looks like the 09 is finally going to give the spot up to the 48. He's going to fall back into the 9th position. As I wanted to continue my comments from earlier, I think Lars Chenoweth is the most confident in anyone, besides maybe AJ Hyder in his car right now. I think he has one of the better cars in this pack.
Into the tunnel turn, Arevalo and Ben, they're making contact again! Oh my goodness!
Oh man, these guys are gonna wreck each other again. And here comes Hankins looking for the 9th position now.
Hankins, oh, there he goes! Hankins into the wall hard!
Well, that was avoidable.
And he's out of here. Into the pits immediately. The Championship 4 driver last season tried to go for 9th, and he's done. And with that, let's take a look at what happened.
Yeah, it looked to me like the 72 just came up and he wasn't quite clear of the 48. Looks like he just dives it in like we've been seeing this entire race, but he just wasn't clear that time and pays the price for it.
And in regards to that first problem that we had coming out of turn 3, here's what happened here. In the wall goes Arevalo, like you said, Jacob, right in front of Bryce Benton. And look at that, a close call right there. Between those 3, they all save it. But then just 2 corners later, we're going at it once again. And here's Hankins with the big dive down into turn 3. And, well, I mean, yeah, Hankins just kind of comes up and turns himself. I mean, that was a very big dive there, and I think he was kind of hoping that Bryce would cut him a break. And Bryce, I mean, if there's one thing you guys need to know about Bryce after his outing at Las Vegas, he doesn't cut anyone any kind of break. And now Kayla Hankins is at the rear, 36th on track.
He's already disconnected from the session, so he's done for the day.
Well. And now we have pit stops, and everyone's in.
Yeah, I cannot possibly see anybody staying out at this point in the race. Although, there is one person staying out.
And who would that be? Do I even want to know who's staying out?
Friend of the stream, and well,
he's getting he's getting his
he's a lap down. Okay, yeah, Caden Kelly is a lap.
Thank goodness. Thank you, Caden.
I'm assuming Noah Heron is doing the same. I think I saw these guys pit earlier too, so I think maybe they pit to like repair damage or go off strategy.
Oh, remember we did have a couple of crashes on that first lap that weren't called. That could have had something to do with it too, because I do know that a few guys got involved in that.
Aiden Robertson mentioned something about Moondro spinning. I'm gonna look back for that.
So Hyder leads over Walker. Thurston loses 2 spots on pit road. That's not good. He'll have to work his way back up to 2nd. Now Walker has the chance to fight with Hyder again, while Roldan holds on to 3rd. And once again, we're in a situation we were when we had the drop of the green. Top 3, all previous winners so far this season. All 3 of these guys are looking for their 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, I was looking back on it, and it looked like Dimitri Mundros missed his pit box and got tagged by the 3 of Jason Marshall. So he goes from running 12th to still being on pit road as we speak. So that's a little unfortunate for the driver, the number 22.
Lars Chenoweth had a bad pit stop as well. He's back into 9th place. Somebody with a mega pit stop, Logan Soley, once again putting on an incredible season so far. He started outside the top 10. He's now in it. He sits in 8th.
And waiting to see what's going to happen with this 95. I'm pretty sure he's going to get his lap back from the wave around. And that's what he's doing right now anyway, so. As Bryce Benton has just gotten an EOL penalty. Presumably from the contact with the 72, but I wouldn't have called that his fault.
Yeah, that's certainly a call, but again, it doesn't seem like that the calls have been entirely. Again, I think we had this conversation back in Season 7 when Connor, wrecked everybody and Dunn let him get away with it. I don't know if you remember that, but I said back then, and I'll say it again, it's Dunn's call. All right, you might not like it, but he's an official for a reason, so. Besides, hey, we get to see Bryce charge to the field. That's got to be some good entertainment for sure.
and we're hearing some sort of confrontation over the radio between Problem of Jake Martin and Derek Shaver, but
I mean, they're running last. I can't imagine it's too interesting. We are a quarter way through this race. AJ Hyder has led them all so far, as he's looking to continue what was an incredible run at Las Vegas, following that up with a great run here tonight on the other side of the country. But there are many drivers behind him that are looking to put an end to that quick, including the defending champion right alongside Aiden Walker.
This is gonna get fun here on this restart. We're gonna get to actually properly see a good restart without any nonsense crashes, hopefully. And if there is one, there's a caution thrown. But it remains to be seen.
Hyder and Walker, followed by Roldan and Thurston, then Garrett White, Connor Trafari, Lars Chenoweth, and Logan Soley, top 8. And a big charge off the line by AJ Hyder. He's out of here.
AJ Hyder out of here already and shooting down to the bottom as seemingly everybody is waggling down to the bottom. James Thurston thought he was going to take it through wide there for a second at turn 1. Thinks better of it as Diego Roldan gets to run through the corner, trying to get to the back bumper of the 44. Not going to happen out of 1 as AJ Hyder pulling away again.
And Thurston's now out of line. A big pull down the back straightaway on the outside. Thurston side drafting hard against Connor Trafari. A little bit of contact being made down into the tunnel turn as Thurston dives it inside. Now into the wall. Connor Trafari.
Oh, we got tagged.
Big damage.
No caution again.
Big damage for Connor Trafari, but we keep it great damage for Logan Soley as well. He has got a beat-up race car as he heads towards the wall. And from the top to the bottom of the order, Connor Trafari's day is surely done.
I wouldn't say anything about it being done, but it's definitely going to throw a big wrench into plans.
Let's take a look at that once again. And that was just pure aggression there from James Thurston down into turn 2. Look at this dive. As Thurston not only stays side by side with Trafari, but makes a big dive on Aiden Walker. Through the corner. Thurston just... I might have to get a better angle of that, but...
It looks like from the chase perspective of Connor Trafari, it looks like the 9 gets a little loose in the middle of the corner. Like he was throttling up and he just got loose into... Thurston, but that could go either way, honestly, if you're the official, if you're trying to decide.
Yeah, that's a close call right there, especially when you're going through the tunnel turn like that. That's always going to be a tough call to make. Dunn might just let that go as a racing deal, but we do keep it green nonetheless. Great job by everybody to avoid it.
Chalk that one up to one of them so-called racing deals, as we say, as the rest of the top 5, nothing has changed throughout the order. It's still Hyder, Roldan, Walker, Thurston, and White. And Lars Chenoweth has made his way back up to 6th. I'm pretty sure he was a little lower than that.
Oh, hard on the wall. 30 car in the wall. That's Shaver.
Where? I didn't see it. Where was this?
That was coming out of turn 1. He was racing with Marcus Vanderlee and Daniel Botting. Got on the fence. Now Pravin Bajakumar gets through.
Oh, yeah, the 56 just got loose and got up into him and tagged him.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing that a lot here tonight. These guys running out of grip and only having one place to go, and that's into the guy on his outside. As now Connor Ballheist races against Shaver. This is going to be for outside the top 15.
I'm a little bit worried now that Trafari has damage, because we know what Trafari does. We know what kind of driver he is. Is he gonna let it go? Our cooler head's gonna prevail if Thurston gets back around him as a lapped car, or are we going to have a Diego Roldan Darlington incident unfold?
Well, I think you have to look at it like this. I mean, Connor Trafari really does want to turn around what was a horrible season 8. He missed the playoffs that season after being a championship contender the season prior. And the big reason for that was because he was just not following the rules. He was causing problems at every turn. Even if you're mad now, think about it big picture. You want to fight for a championship, you're just going to have to let stuff like this go. As Thurston is struggling right now, he just got passed by Garrett White for 4th, and it's not over. Here comes Lars for 5th.
As you were saying earlier, just keep those ones in the memory bank for when the playoff time rolls around. And almost assuredly, if Trafari stays out of trouble this year, he will be a part of those playoffs. As Lars Chenoweth makes a move on James Thurston now for P5, he's going to easily secure that position. Thurston trying to get a run back off of turn 1. Not sure if he's going to be able to make a move by the tunnel turn. Gonna think about it. I don't think he's going to make a move. So Lars Chenoweth up into the top 5 again.
And now side by side through the tunnel turn. That's close. Aiden Walker, Diego Roldan racing for second. Walker tried making a move, but just like how it always is down that tunnel turn, it's so hard to make that bottom work, as we saw with Thurston just a few laps prior. Diego Roldan holds on the second, and a big checkup on the inside line is giving Thurston a chance to play as he's going to build up a run coming out of turn 3.
Yeah, Thurston has been dropping positions rapidly here. I'm not sure if he's just been messing up the last few laps, or that contact with Trafari may have messed something up in his car. But as we can see, Aiden Walker making another move on Diego Roldan. They're close. Not going to make any contact that time. These guys are racing each other hard here, and we're only on lap 27.
Diego Roldan is checking up the entry to turn 1 really hard, allowing Walker to make that dive to the inside. Roldan has lost half a second on Hire just in the last few laps alone. He's really holding up everybody. If you look behind Roldan here, he is holding up about a dozen, no, way more than a dozen cars. Nobody is getting spread out because Roldan is holding up everybody.
Yeah, I don't think he really has the pace to compete, at least not with AJ Hyder, as I think I just heard a car spinning in the back. I might have been wrong about that. I heard some tires squealing. Oh. Okay, so there was an incident in the back. It was between the 18 of Caden Mobley-Kelly and the 49 of Julian Dawkins Jr.
Let's take a look at that and see what happened between the two. They were fighting way near the back.
It's for 24th position. And there was just some contact, and they got loose. But they both saved it, so...
Yeah, Jesus! No, yeah, that 49 just ran through Caden Mobley-Kelly. But they both saved it and kept it going.
As now, Aiden Walker making the move on Diego Roldan. He has gotten to the inside here into turn 3. Looks like he finally is going to get the pass done. Aiden Walker back up into second after Diego Roldan had held him up for about 2 to 3 laps.
I do want to shout out somebody that is currently in this top 10. That's Aiden Smith, who was almost wrecking earlier on the first lap. He held on to it, and after a horrible season 8, cautions on the speedway.
Interesting what this caution is for. Oh my.
Oh no, Caden Mobley-Kelly. Oh no.
What just happened?
Well, I saw that Pepsi car. I know there's the 92 and the 49. I know they're friends. I hope this wasn't what I'm hoping it is.
I don't think it was. What just happened?
What the heck? Okay, so the 40... Okay. So down into turn 3. Here, I'm going to show everyone this. Here comes the 92. He's just going to ship the corner. And he's going to run into... What the heck?
He runs the 18 up the racetrack, and then the 18 is just driving, trying to get back up to speed, and the 82 just hits him and basically wrecks him. And that collects Jeremy Lewis, who's a completely innocent party in that situation. I'm not sure what the hell Firstly, I'm not sure what the hell the 92 was doing, and I'm not sure what the hell the 82 was doing.
Yeah, 82 is just going to run through the back of Caden Mobley-Kelly down the straightaway and wipe him out with the 92, and Jeremy Lewis has nowhere to go. Playoff driver last season, Jeremy Lewis, Season 2 ASCA 500 champion, has had a horrible start to this season, and it's going to continue just getting involved in other people's messes. I don't know what the heck those 2 Pepsi cars are doing. Jesus.
My best guess as to what happened there is that the 82 was trying to, maybe innocently push the 18, and he maybe just had a little bit too much speed difference.
Well, don't you guys just love back marker drama? It's the cherry on top.
Gotta love when people in the back of the pack cause a scene and make a little bit of entertainment.
And pit stops. Here we go. AJ's leading him in. Somebody just blew a motor. Somebody just blew a motor. I think that
it was the 81. And Tyler Dixon is staying out on the track.
Is he a lap car? Oh, contact on pit road! Blackstone!
No, by the way, the 55 is not a lap car. He is going to be staying out and inheriting the lead here. So,
I heard some contact. I think that was with Blackstone coming in. Yeah, there was.
As some drivers are taking 2 tires only.
Oh,
AJ
yeah.
Hyder is taking 4.
Yeah, Pravin Vijaykumar. Oh, yeah, Pravin Vijaykumar and Daniel Botting run into each other on pit road. No harm, no foul between the two, but the carnage continues down pit road.
So after here, the pitting situation, Tyler Dixon stays out and is trying an alternate strategy, I suppose. Walker, Thurston, Arevalo, and Aiden Smith are on 2 tires, and everyone from AJ Hyder on back is on 4. Although I think Bryce Benton might be on 2 tires because he was not that far up when he. It actually looks like Bryce Benton took fuel only on that stop.
Oh my god!
So we have a very mixed bag of strategies here on this pit cycle.
Well, this race just got a lot more interesting. I think a lot of these guys are looking at it and saying, hey, we're not going to be able to beat Hyder on speed. We might as well try to make it as hard for him as possible. Which, hey, we're not complaining up here. That's going to be some great entertainment for us. And surely for everyone watching at home. Thank you guys for watching tonight's race, by the way. I know we were a little late to the party. I was having a slight issue, but we got everything under control. And we're going to be going back green this time by with Tyler Dixon leading him to the green with now Aiden Walker alongside.
Yeah, we unfortunately didn't get to really go into the details of the pre-race stuff and whatnot, but I don't know if the broadcast picked it up, because I mentioned it like as you were starting the stream, but Jason Gallagher apparently DNQ'd because his cat unplugged his wheel.
Fantastic.
So, just some of those funny situations that we only get here at ASCA, I suppose.
Fantastic. Just fantastic. River Page also missed this race. That is huge considering the guy that we expect him to be this season, fighting for a championship. So stuff like that, well, I'm sure it won't kill a season, especially when we go to playoff time, but any minor setback is not something you want to see for someone of his caliber.
Yeah, he had some sort of problem during his qualifying because, I don't know, you just don't expect a driver of his caliber to be able to just not qualify for the race like that.
I want to shout out Jason Marshall, who's sitting in 9th right now. He had an incredible debut season, got into the playoffs, missed the Final 4, but still had an incredible debut. This has been an awful season. He was running, trying to get in the top 10 at the end of Vegas, got turned coming to the white flag. He has really been trying to put down a good performance, and at long last, he seems to have got it. He just got to survive another 40 still laps to get to the end. Sitting in 9th right now, he's doing a good job. But now, we put our focus to the front of the field. Pit strategy galore. From all the way in the front, all the way to the rear. Tyler Dixon and Aiden Walker bring it to the green.
That's a good restart by Tyler Dixon. I wasn't sure if he was going to get as good of a restart as we've been seeing AJ Hyder get, because AJ Hyder is just that good, but it looks like he got a really good restart, as did James Thurston, and they're wrecking behind.
Garrett White goes around, big damage! Ethan Moses runs into the back of Garrett A. White. And what was an incredible day for Garrett comes to a horrendous end. Big damage on the 26.
And immediately we get an apology in chat from Bryce Benton, and
oh no, him again?
It's close. I think that was.
Well, let's take a peek. And, ooh, yeah, it's close for sure. Bryce definitely got into him, that's for sure.
You guys racing hard on the restart. And
yeah,
those kind of things will happen.
Yeah, Ethan Moses, nowhere to go. I'm surprised I only collected 2 guys, or 3, as here comes Shaver into this. Shaver has nowhere to go. A horrendous rookie season continues for Shaver. We'll get another look. Oh, that's so close. I think that might be one guy comes up, another guy comes down kind of deal. I'm going to be honest with you.
What happened to Thurston? Why is Thurston so far ahead of the rest of the pack?
We'll figure that out in a second, I'm sure.
It looked like on that restart, I'm going back to that restart, it looks like James Thurston just had a really good restart alongside the 55. And he just decides, I'm going to go for it now because I'm on better tires. And he just sends it in there absolutely and gets the lead right before the caution comes out. So that's a really great restart by James Thurston. That is a good way to take control of this race if you're in the 96 car.
Drama continues here at Pocono Raceway as we approach halfway in the race. James Thurston's strategy is working out so far. He got an incredible restart and he's got control of the race. And the best part is, AJ Hyder has not gained a spot yet. He is still stuck behind 5 guys. So, all things considered, Thurston is in a dream scenario, but he's got to really hope that these cautions keep coming, or else that's going to give Hyder a chance to pounce.
Yeah. Couple more guys on pit road. Garrett White, who was involved in that last caution with the majority of the damage. So is Ethan Moses, Derek Shaver. Bryce Benton, I noticed, is on pit road as well. What happened to Diego Roldan? Why is he in the back? Am I missing something?
I'm certain he's probably had an issue on pit road if I had to guess.
He just spent an extra few seconds on pit road under the last caution, and now he's in the back, so... Unfortunate there for Diego Roldan. He's not up at the front like I thought he would be.
Well, he's still got more than 40 laps to work on it. With how these guys are racing, it would not shock me if he were to make his charge back up through the field.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
But now that Thurston's got the lead, now what do you do?
Well, AJ Hyder is sitting in 6th position. Thurston is 1st. So, whatever is going to happen here is going to be very interesting.
I do have Armani in the chat right now. He's being more active in the chat than him actually doing his job. If you can even believe that.
Also, why is Aiden Robertson here in the race hub and not, like, helping Dunn officiate?
Okay, to be fair, Aiden really is not much of an improvement. I could say that from personal experience. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? Because I know Aiden's going to, like, get all defensive. I know why, Aiden. Because we made a plan during the truck race. I told him to watch the front of the pack while I watched the back of the pack, right? So we wouldn't miss anything. So tell me why, literally 5 seconds later, this guy leaves without telling me to go talk to his mom. So then all of a sudden, over the radio, I'm getting people being like, Gavin, why wasn't that a caution? I'm like, what's going on? And then I see, what is his name, Wilson, spinning in turn 3, and I'm like, Aiden. He's like, what? I'm like, dude, where were you? It's like, I was talking to my mom. I'm like, what?
To be fair, when your mom makes you talk to you, you listen.
Fair enough, but it's enough time for story time. We got some racing to get to, and now it's going to be James Thurston, Aiden Walker on the 2-tire strategy. Tyler Dixon continues with just the fuel on with the staying out, and then it's Aiden Arevalo, AJ Hyder, and Aiden Smith. Green flags back in the air.
Another good solid restart by the leader. This time it's James Thurston with a good restart. He's going to come up and block off the run coming from the 93, and this is going to leave Tyler Dixon in a bit of a precarious spot with no tires. He's going to have to try to make do and survive back there on his own. I'm going to keep an eye on him, but James Thurston is going to pull away here in the lead of the race for now, off of turn 1.
Down the back straightaway, everybody makes it in nice and clean as we're going to approach turn 2. Hyder's trying to make a dive inside. Arevalo tries to block side by side into the tunnel turn. Inches apart between Hyder and Arevalo, but Arevalo can wholly hold on for so long. Hyder moves up the 3rd. Here comes Aiden Smith for 4th.
Yeah, you can't. You just couldn't block that move off. AJ Hyder with 4 fresh tires is just going to absolutely just show the 09 car up. And that is just great car control.
There he goes! Tyler Dixon goes around. Clint McDonald, Marcus Vanderlee. Well, was it worth it, Dixon?
Well, got TV time. And that's about it, so we'll see what happened there.
Well, let's take a peek. I saw at the corner of my eye when I was looking at that turn 3 camera. I'm like, uh-oh. 3 wide, Tyler Dixon, Marcus Vanderlee. Oh, that was not going to end pretty one bit. He was racing with Jason Marshall and Lars Chenoweth, and then here comes Marcus. And he's going to shove his nose in there, but Tyler Dixon's going to hit the wall right here, and at that point, I mean, yeah, just bounces off, comes down into Marcus and Clinton, and around they go. And Clinton McDonald was having a really good season so far. He had that last to 5th challenge at Las Vegas last week, and Marcus is running on a part-time schedule now. He's been helping his brother over on the truck side, and unfortunately his night's gonna, well, not really end the way that he probably was hoping.
Speaking of his brother, I have not seen him do a single start.
So the plan is for him, and I tried talking to him about it. He was like, oh, I'll let him race when he's ready. I'm like, well, I need him ready now, or else I'm kicking him from the roster. So,
it's true.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's actually going to be racing, but nonetheless, not exactly what you want to see.
Why is Connor Trafari at the front of his pack?
What? What do you mean he's at the front of the pack? What? How's that possible?
Why is Connor Trafari at the front? Why is he right behind the pace car?
Well, maybe dude.
He must be waving. I don't know why
I hope he is. That seems to be the case. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Thank God.
I didn't know he was a lap down. I don't know a lot of things, apparently. Looking back through the pack here to see some of these drivers. Let's give a few shout-outs here. Daniel Botting in P8.
What?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Dude, what are you doing up here? Go back to where you belong in, like, P24.
Hey,
why
he
are
almost
you
made
up
playoffs
here?
last year.
Why? Oh, God. That's how you know this race has gotten silly. When Daniel Botting's in the top 10 on
Another
pace.
driver who's up in a position where he normally isn't, Wayne Kennedy is in the top 15.
Oh, my God.
He's in 14th.
Dude, this pit strategy is... Oh my God!
Like I alluded,
and Nico Servidio's up here too. Hey, Nico.
Chris Lilly also up here has had a very quiet day. We haven't like even said his name maybe once outside of the opening lineup, but it's like I said at the top of the show, more so the case in trucks, but absolutely the case here on a track like Pocono. Track position is the most important thing. Like, fresh tires and all that, that's important, but if you can get track position and fresh tires, you're set up. And that seems to be what's happening with like people like Daniel Bonning. Like, he has some decent tires and he's got track position, so.
Yeah, Chris Lilly started 23rd today. And he's made his way up into 11th place. So overall, things have worked out so well for him so far, but I'll tell you, he does not really have the pace that he needs to compete inside the top 10. We'll have to watch him play some defense to hold on to what he can as we're gridding up here this time, as we're hitting the halfway mark right about now.
As Thurston decides to take the top line. Interesting call here.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not too shocked. Thurston is really good on that top, and in the event that he doesn't get a good restart, he probably feels a lot more comfortable defending the lead on the top side versus the bottom. But more importantly, I think that he's trying to block an opportunity for Hyder to make it 3 wide on the outside if he gets clear of a Revelo. I think this is more of a defensive move against Hyder than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, do you want the guy on your outside to be less of a threat, or do you want AJ Hyder to be like right behind you? I mean, if you're talking about, hey, I want to push, probably go with AJ Hyder, but like, knowing AJ Hyder, he's just gonna make the move into on the inside, and he's probably going to just steal the lead away.
That is kind of the trap that they're in now, is that they're kind of put themselves in a spot here where they can't really do anything. They can't pit, or else they're going to go to the rear. There hasn't been enough green flag laps to create much of a difference in tires. If anything, these cautions have really ended up screwing them, because it's just allowed Hyder to pick them off one by one to put himself in a better position for a restart where they eventually do go green. So these two here at the front, they're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting with whatever they got left in those tires to hold off the Season 7 champion. But if there's anyone that could do it, it's these two, James Thurston, Aiden Walker. As we're coming to the restart zone once again, pace car is in. Here we go, Thurston
green.
jumps ahead.
A great restart by the leader. Clearly the leader has the advantage when it comes to restarts, and he's going to go all the way to the bottom. AJ Hyder looking for anything he can do here to try to maybe get an advantage going into one. He's going to look to the inside of Aiden Walker. And will there be a contest for second? I don't know.
Nope.
Doesn't look like there is. AJ Hyder just completely passes, leaves the 93 standing still, and now nobody between Hyder and Thurston.
Yeah, nothing to contest with. Now Hyder's got one more to get, and that's James Thurston. Look at the pace that Hyder's got. How long can Thurston hold him off? It's a tussle right behind him as Walker and Arevalo defend from Jason Marshall and Lars Sinowith getting in the mix for 5th.
I was looking in the back. I saw Diego rolled on, almost take it 3 wide into the tunnel turn. He's trying to make up spots after he fell back early, but now up at the front of the pack, it's James Thurston and AJ Hyder. They are swerving all over the racetrack. Hyder trying to stay in the toe of the 96. The 96 trying to break it up. Here comes Hyder. He peaks. No move there into one.
Thurston trying to do whatever he can to defend, but here comes Hyder with a big run coming out of turn 2. What can Thurston do? Thurston trying to block, ain't gonna work that time. Hyder's got the inside as they approach the tunnel turn.
Yeah, that was an almost unblockable run. I mean, the 44 was going to make that move coming off of turn 1, and now he's ahead into the tunnel turn. I think Thurston's just going to have to give up this fight and learn to fight another day, as he has just blinked off my screen completely.
So much for giving up. All right, he's come back. And now we're racing once again. Now Lars is trying to pick off the guys that have only stayed on 2 tires. First off is Aiden Arevalo. Jason Marshall holds on the 6. Then it's Aiden Smith. How about Connor Bolheis? He's up here as everyone's slamming the fence coming out of turn 3.
Jason Marshall trying to make a move on the 45 for that 5th position. As we can see, Bolheis, they're all scrambling back there trying to get positions. Aiden Revelo up there in the 4th position, trying to hold off a 3 of Jason Marshall. Not going to work, as here comes the 45 through as well. He's going to try to pick off the 09. Jason Marshall up into the top 5.
Yeah, and that's huge right there. Lars was the guy that was leading everyone on those 4 tires besides from Hyder. Now Marshall's overtaken that position as Lars continues to have to race against Revelo. It's going to be close. Contact between the two as they come through the tunnel turn.
Boy, this is getting tight, and they're getting tight back there too between the 89 and the 53. Oh my goodness, this is getting real tight. This is getting into some hairy racing right here. You do not want to be one of these guys that's right there around that 5th through 10th position. Is just getting close and close, and they're battling like it's the last lap as we've passed halfway now.
And now Lars, I think, finally is going to have something. Big dive into turn 1. I don't think Revelo's going to be able to stop this one. Lars finally gets through to 5th. Here comes Aiden Smith following through as well. He moves up to 6th as Aiden Revelo overdrives turn 1.
Thought we were about to watch the 53 just absolutely clobbered coming out of turn 1 there. But here comes the 53 of Chris Lilly. Like I said earlier, he has been absolutely nowhere today, but he's just moved up into the 7th position trying to salvage a good day. As we have a spin in the back.
The yellow flag is
Caution's
out.
out, big crash, it's Daniel Botting and Caden Mobley Kelly in his 3rd wreck of the night. That sucks.
Yeah.
Botting restarted 8th, and now he's got a wrecked race car to show for it.
So I'm looking back at that caution. Looks like the 18 is trying to send it on Wayne Kennedy in the 38. And overdrives it and just drives up into him. And at pretty much the same time... Oh.
What is going on here? Yeah, so Botting's not even involved in this yet. Okay, yeah,
It
like
looks like the contact between... It looks like the 18 might have clipped the 31 with netcode. I think that might have been a netcode incident between the 18 and the 31.
I mean, that's bad. I think I'm starting to think there's a reason why those Pepsi cars were trying to wreck him earlier. I mean, Caden just had a really horrible corner. We'll get another look at it.
And Daniel Botting has run up to the back of the 18. He's not one to get aggressive, but he's...
Oh, yeah. Here, we'll show it here, guys. Here we go. And here comes Daniel Botting. You don't normally see him like this. Uh-oh.
That's the angriest you'll ever see a Canadian. Is that joke still funny? I don't know if that joke's still funny.
Oh, it's of course still funny, bro. It's always funny.
He barely does anything, but he just got close to the back of him. But
we'll go on
little bit
board
of
here with
displeasure
the
being
18,
voiced.
and you can kind of get an idea for just how hard he sent the corner. Yeah, Wayne was backing out of all this. He lifted a little bit. He wasn't comfortable, and Caden just sends it in, and there was definitely a little bit of net code at first. But nonetheless, that was just a horrendous dive by Caden Mobley Kelly.
And we have pit stops now on the track. The 2nd and 3rd position, Thurston and Walker pit. Hyder stays out along with Marshall, Chenoweth, and Smith.
Honestly, I think that's probably for the best. I mean, you want to get off those old tires as quickly as possible if you're Walker and Thurston. I mean, now that Hyder's got the lead, you really don't have much of a reason to stay on the racetrack. Fortunately, a lot of drivers have the same idea where, hey, if we can't beat them on old tires, we might as well do the opposite. Get them on new tires. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
Look who's in 9th.
Oh no, who's in 9th? 1, 2. Diego Roldan?
Yeah, he's back up there already.
Someone that I've been noticing too is Connor Trafari, and you said that damage earlier might have taken him out of contention. It might have actually just taken him out of contention, because every time I've seen him on the restart, he's been falling back and just losing many seconds.
Yeah, that was a bad crash. That hit from Logan Soley, that was the one that really killed it. And I am shocked to say, Shaver is somehow in 12th. This man has been in like 2 or 3 wrecks, or at least a few scuffles tonight. And somehow, Derek Shaver is up here inside the top 15.
So another thing that I'm very interested to see here is what does the caution scheduling look like from here on out? Because if we have no cautions for the rest of the night, these guys that just pit would obviously not be able to make it. But I think everyone that didn't pit, if they pit later, they would.
Think about what you're saying for a second. Think about it. Use the neurons in your brain. Put it all together. Jacob, what's the pit window? Let's start there. Or just don't say anything now. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, that's not chat, that is not a good noise. Chat, that is a horrendous noise. You never want to hear that. I think Jacob might be having a slight internet issue.
Oh, we're back. Are we back?
Are we
Hello?
back? We're back. Hi.
I was getting packet loss. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I could tell.
Okay, so TLDR, the people that just pit under this last caution, they can't make it to the end unless they get a few more cautions. The guys who are on the track now, if we go green the rest of the way, they are in position to have the better strategy.
But how does that make sense? Don't they have to?
Because these guys still need to pit one more time, but they can go all out for the rest of the way. I'm hearing over the radio Chris Lilly saying the guys that pit now, they would need to save like 8 laps of fuel, and that's just not doable.
So, okay, I guess that the simple solution to that problem is everybody pushes until their cars can't take it no more. AJ Hyder, Jason Marshall. Marshall has had a very strong debut here today, here from Pocono. Let's see if he can continue it here as he runs second on the restart.
Yeah, but just another great restart by the leader and the 44 car. It's almost unbeatable when you are the leader. You just get the better restarts, and AJ Hyder has proved that time and time again. As these cars are starting to single file out now, as there is contacts between Dimitri Mudros and Chris Lilly.
As we head towards the tunnel turn now, continuing side by side, Dimitri Mudros, Chris Lilly. I said a couple of cautions ago that Lilly was going to have to play defense. I was more wrong than I could have ever have thought, because now he's racing inside the top 5, but now he's playing defense against Pravin Vijaykumar. This is going to be for 5th place, and Diego Roldan with a mega dive on Connor Ballheist for 8th place.
Yeah, I saw that move by the 99. I keep seeing him. He's making moves up in the back. There was contact back there between the 98 of Trevor Crosswright and the 08 of Ethan Moses. Two cars that really don't see the front of the back too often. They're racing hard here for about 12th, I believe.
And look who's making it 4. It's James Thurston. 4 wide through turn 1. Look at this.
Oh my, James Thurston just putting his car where others cannot put it. That is what we call confidence right there. When you have absolute confidence in your race car, and he has already made his way up into the top 10.
And he's continuing. Oh boy, don't use up those tires too much, James, because I'm telling you, you need them for hire.
Well, if these guys can't make it to the end, you got to push now. Like, if you think it's going green the rest of the way, then I think pushing it now is the best idea, and then you can maybe short pit to try to beat Hyder on tires. Just an idea.
Something's going on up here, Jacob, with Pravin Vijaykumar and Bryce Benton. Are you really shocked Benton's involved in this? Big dive down to turn 1 on Price, and this time he'll get him. This is for 6th place. Diego Roldan's in it, and now Thurston's on the scene.
Thurston on the inside, but the other guy who pit under that last caution is not following him in his footsteps. The 93 of Aiden Walker is just getting around Moses for the 12th position now. He has not made up as much time as Thurston has, so I think Thurston is really pushing his equipment now as we speak.
And that's in character for him. He loves to push those tires to the max. Here he goes again, outside move, trying to get around Roldan, and Roldan just can't do anything. He's too quick.
This is crazy. We're seeing Thurston pass people where you can't pass them. It's just, yeah, I never would have thought in 100 years that you'd be able to pass someone on the outside of Pocono, but Thurston is just doing this. He's going to make another move on Prime with Jacob Marr for the 7th position.
I'm not shocked that Thurston did this during preseason Thunder in Season 7 when we first met him. He's been doing this for as long as we have been meeting him for a pretty long time, and he continues to show his stuff here at the front of the field.
Biggest problem with trying to push it through the tunnel turn that I'm noticing he has had a little problem with is when the other guys in front of you just can't do the same things as you can. I mean, he could probably send it in the tunnel turn, but these guys on older tires just can't. As Aiden Smith is connecting and disconnecting, I'm not sure what's going on there, but James Thurston around the outside of Bryce Benton. This is for the 6th position.
I hope that Aiden Smith fixes his stuff. He's been having a really good night so far. It'd be a shame if we're to end some completely out of his control. Here comes Mundros. Lars with the block for 3rd into turn 1. And now Thurston with a big dive on his old rival, Chris Lilly. He's in the top 5.
Just continuing to make up time and positions. James Thurston is just on a rocket ship pace right now as Lars Chenoweth blocking the 22 Mundros ahead. These guys are in a gaggle up here as they're trying to, basically flail around and hope James Thurston can't catch them, but they're going to fight a losing battle there as James Thurston has already gotten to the back bumper of the 22.
And look what Mundros did. He tried to block it. Thurston just decided he's going to go higher. Thurston now on the outside. Dimitri trying to get to the outside. Lars, it's going to be close. Coming in at turn 3, but Lars concedes the space. And now Thurston's trying to get the 3-in-1 special all over the back bumper of Jason Marshall down the front straightaway towards turn 1.
Yeah, I think if that's late in the race, you don't see the 45 cut the 96 any slack there. As 96 powering his way around the outside of the 3 of Marshall, and now no more cars between he and the leader, AJ Hyder. James Thurston, a man on a mission on this restart.
And now Marshall's pulling some blocks as Mundros looks low, side by side. Mundros and Chenoweth through the tunnel turn. It's going to be continuing to be close quarters racing as here comes Bryce Benton into the mix.
Benton back there in the 6th position trying to get up into the top 5 as we've seen him be able to do all night. Back behind him, Chris Lilly, James Thurston, or not James Thurston, Diego Roldan, Aiden Walker. Speaking of James Thurston, his compatriot, the pit with him on that last caution, has made almost no time up compared to Thurston.
And I do want to mention, I do believe that Bryce Benton is also one of those drivers that pit under the last caution. He's actually passed Aiden Walker on the same strategy on the inside. Here on Lars Chenoweth, door to door, coming out of turn 1.
I think I'm getting packet loss again. I might...
No, it's actually not you this time. It's both Marshall and Mundros having issues. But now Thurston all over the back of Hyder. This is for the lead of the race.
Okay. No, I'm not disappearing, am I?
No, you're fine.
No, okay. Thurston around the outside, looking on the 44 of AJ Hyder. He's trying to get the position. He's on his outside, down the front straightaway. James Thurston there running side by side. Thurston leads at the line, trying to battle with the 44. Cannot get the advantage into 1. He's going to have to send it.
Shades of Season 7 all over again. When these guys traded win after win, we're seeing it again. But this time, for once, Hyder is going to have to concede. James Thurston takes the lead here at Pocono.
And the strategy is paying off for the 96. Now I wonder, he's going to have to push all out here. And I think at the end of the stint, whenever the 44 decides to come in, I think the 96 is going to have to respond. Because now we're playing a game of chicken, depending on how many when the cautions fall, if there are any more cautions. Did we see the last caution? What do you think, Gavin?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want the 93 to respond, he has responded in force. He has passed 4 cars in 1 lap. He's up the 3rd, charging up to the top 2.
Wow. So he was on the inside of Diego Roldan from 9th, and he's just been blowing by these guys like they're standing still. This is... Oh my god. We missed that one because they were battling for the lead, but he took Brenton and Chenoweth 3 wide into turn 3, and he just sent it up the inside like they weren't doing nothing.
Speaking of 3 wide, we're doing it again. Jason Marshall, Lars Chenoweth, and Dimitri Mundros. Who's gonna lift into the tunnel turn? No one. They're going in hard.
Tight.
And Roldan's coming into this. Arevalo blocking. 4 wide almost. 4 wide into turn 3.
Oh my god, this is racing. This is pack racing here at Pocono. This is crazy. They're racing like it's the last lap, and it's not. We're not even 20 laps to finish.
There goes Jason Marshall.
The yellow flag is out.
Bryce Benton, Chris Lilly. Caution's out. Everyone saves it, but caution's out. Jason Marshall was having an incredible run, and the heartbreak continues in his sophomore season. Another crash for Marshall.
Okay, so you didn't hear it on the broadcast because I don't think Gavin has his voice chat enabled on the broadcast. But
No.
Chris Lilly has just made his displeasantries known towards Chris Lilly, even though they had nothing to do with that.
Chris Lilly made his displeasures on Chris Lilly?
Chris Lilly made his displeasures known against Aiden Smith.
Okay, well, you didn't say Aiden Smith. Here, let's take a look at that.
I find it a little bit harder to speak when it's just us two. I feel like if Armani were here, I wouldn't be like so pressured, but maybe that's just me.
And let's take a peek at this one and see. Let's look at the chopper cam. Getting really close coming out of turn 3. And yeah, Arevalo does kind of just come up and turn Marshall. I'm not going to lie. Bryce Benton has nowhere to go. He's going to run into him. And then, yeah, I think this is where Lilly's upset because there's contact between Lilly and Aiden Smith. We'll have another look at that one to see what happened there. But I think Aiden Smith might have had something to do with this. Yeah, looks like it. Aiden Smith makes it 3 wide, coming out of turn 3 as they begin to crash. And, well, I mean, Aiden Smith really didn't do much there. It's 2 guys fighting for the same piece of racetrack. But that's just the way I...
In other news, that caution is going to completely screw over James Thurston's strategy. His whole strategy was hoping that there wasn't a caution and that they could go as long as they could without having to pit, and he could build up a big lead on the 44. This essentially forces Thurston to pit now because, well, unless we do something similar in 10 laps from now, if there's a caution.
Well, I think at this point you got to ask Thurston, are you quicker than Hyder on the same piece of rubber? Because if not, then, well, the only thing you can do is try to defend, and that seems to be the way to go. No more games by anybody as everyone's coming down pit road.
Don't see a single driver staying out besides the 89 as, oh my god, please tell me he's not a lap down. Okay, he's a lap down. I thought Anthony Sharp was not a lap down, he was a leader. But no, he's not going to be the leader. Is Wayne A. Kennedy going to be the leader of this race?
Yes.
Oh no.
Wayne A. Kennedy stays out. I hope this is a sick joke. I hope that he's here to mess with us up here in the booth and then bring it down pit road. Because, oh my god.
Oh no. Oh,
Thurston
no.
with a bad pit stop. He's lost 2 spots on pit road. Hyder's the first off by quite the margin. I do want to go back for a minute. Was that a 4-tire stop? Yeah, it was. Okay, so everyone else just had a horrible pit stop compared to Hyder. And now all that talk about whether he'd be able to defend, well, that's gone off the window. But Wayne seems to be giving it up here. I don't think he...
I think Wayne has some sort of penalty that he has to serve. I'm not sure. They mentioned it over the radio. I'm not sure.
Well, nonetheless, we'll be coming back here with under 20 laps to go. Hyder is the defending winner of this race, so he's pretty familiar. And up until that last caution, it looked like that the strategy wouldn't fare in his favor once again. But these things seem to have a funny way of working out here for Hyder, at least recently, as we're coming up to double up here for this restart.
As Wayne Kennedy appears to be dropping to the back immediately. So, if you're James Thurston, I think you got to be kicking yourself because you had a strategy that was probably going to win the race. But now you have basically... I don't want to say he's throwing the race away, but with how good AJ Hyder has looked today, you got to feel like your best chance is just walk right out the window.
Well, I'll tell you what. Look at the field right now. It doesn't look too much different from how we started it, but the stories and how these guys got here couldn't be more crazy. Hyder led the race for the first chunk of it, but then got on the wrong side of the strategy and was about to get jumped there by Thurston and Aiden Walker. Well, Thurston and Walker did the complete opposite. Then you got Diego Roldan that went to the rear and has been charging all the way back up to the front to this moment right here. You got Dimitri Mundros staying in the middle all day. Then you go all the way behind them, and this is when things get really silly. Nico Servideo on pace, on strategy, is in 11th, or not 11th, I'm sorry, 7th. Connor Ballheis on a controller is sitting in 8th. Then you got Shaver, who was in 3 in a million crashes today. He's in the top 10. And then Tyler Dixon, who stayed out on that last caution a few 10 laps ago, got crashed and is now back up here inside the top 10. The fact that things look so similar, but the way that they've gotten here is unbelievable. And with 20 laps to go, we're going to see what fares from now to the checkered flag. It's going to be Hyder. It's going to be Walker, just the way we started the night. Let's see who can survive the mayhem now. Coming to the restart zone, and we're back underway.
Not as good of a start there for the 44 as he has been getting. The 93 was close on his quarter panel that time. We're going to see how this affects their entry into turn 1. Hyder still with the advantage going into turn 1, but immediately Thurston is trying to take advantage of the 93 down on the inside, trying to make the move down into 1. He's going to slide up. Almost contact there.
Roldan tapped the fence coming out of turn 1, but everyone makes it in smoothly. Now it's going to be side by side, Thurston and Walker, as now Walker clears Thurston into the tunnel turn. Single file throughout most of the top 10. We have to go back to Clinton McDonald on the inside of Derek Shaver. This is going to be for 9th, and we have a caution.
Oh, and Aiden Smith, his night has gone from good to bad to terrible.
And Ethan Moses, yeah, that car's going to the dumpster.
Okay. So, Aiden Smith just probably braked a little too early for that tunnel turn, and the 08 ran right into the back of him.
And, oh yeah, just, dang, just piled through him. And, oh, that's a bad overcorrect by Aiden Smith. Nowhere for Ethan Moses to go, and a hard piece of contact there for Aiden Smith. And we were talking about at the beginning of the race, he was doing a great job running inside the top 10, sniffing the top 5 a little bit. Man, it's gotten back to business as usual for Aiden Smith in his current ASCA career. And Ethan Moses, this guy just can't catch a break.
Very rough day for Ethan Moses. He was looking good there. So even Moses in the driver's chat just apologized to Pimp Sigma. Jesus, Aiden Smith. So I think he's taking blame for that incident, but I don't know. Apparently they all checked up in front of him. I'll be back short. I'll be back.
Well, what a crazy race we have found ourselves in now. We had a pit strategy, but things have really went crazy over these last few laps. And now Hyder's back in the lead. Not much action at the front of the field, but the back half of the pack is definitely putting on a show. I see Connor Trafari coming down pit road, trying to continue to work on that car. What could have been a great day for him, trying to sweep the weekend after winning the truck race on Friday. That's not going to come to much fruition there for him. Here's Connor Ballheis, everybody. Not much to say. Having a decent day inside of the top 7. We're part of the cream team. I wish I knew who the man on his hood was this season, but I'm going to be real with you. I really don't. I'm sure some of you guys know in the chat who that man is. I'm sorry. I genuinely don't. We got 20 of you here in the chat tonight. First, I want to say thank you for coming here and joining us here for tonight's race. But more importantly, why don't you guys put your guesses in the chat who's going to win this race? We've had a 60 laps or so to really, put a good resume together for some of these guys to win the race. But which one do you guys think is going to win? I'm putting my money on Thurston. I don't know. I'm getting that feeling. I'm getting that feeling that James Thurston is going to get it done. I don't know how he's going to do it, but there is no one else on this racetrack that is able to rip the fence the way he's able to. And I feel like on one of these restarts, that skill is really going to come to fruition.
All right, I'm back.
Coming back green next time by, it'll be Hyder and Walker over again. Hopefully the back half of the pack will cooperate this time.
Hopefully, but I don't know. Anyone interesting still in the top 10? Sir Video is there, I guess.
Yeah, Sir Video is having a great night, a career night for Nico. Nico started his career last season as a rookie as one of the back markers. I believe his description references this. Yes, beating Ethan Moses in the Battle of Mid. Well, first off, you've already beat Ethan because he's dead. But more importantly, you're not mid no more, brother man. You're up here in the top 10 racing for a top 5 spot. The progression of Nico is something that I didn't expect, but I am absolutely welcoming.
It's always great to see drivers improve over time. Gives us more things to talk about, more competition in the although I don't think anyone is going to be touching AJ Hyder in the top 3 or 4 drivers levels of talent anytime soon.
Well, we'll see about that. I mean, we have someone like Lars Chenoweth that's always been sniffing a win, and he's looking at taking one here. He's sitting in 4th on this restart. And Aiden Smith, I don't know if you just saw that. Aiden Smith just wrecked himself in the back. I don't know why he did that, but Aiden Smith's done for the day. As pace car's going to be coming out of turn 3, making the left-hand turn onto pit road. Let's see if the back half of the pack can cooperate and we can get some incredible green flag racing to the very end. It's going to be Hyder and Walker coming to the restart zone and back underway.
Boy, almost looked like on that restart, it almost looked like Walker had Hyder there, had a good jump on him, but then the 96 came and gave Hyder a shot on that restart, and that completely nullified that restart and just gave Hyder the advantage once again. So AJ Hyder may be thanking James Thurston a little bit, as Thurston nearly coming up and wrecking the 45 there out of turn 1.
And rolled on, trying to make it 3 wide. This is on the 96 of Thurston and Chenoweth. Will anyone lift? Heading into the tunnel turn. It's going to be close.
3 wide into the tunnel turn usually doesn't work out, but it works out that time for Lawrence Chenoweth. He's going to get away with the 3rd position as Hyder, Rolled on and Thurston are going to continue to battle for the 4th spot, as here comes Connor Bullheis into the mix.
Again, Connor is doing a great job tonight. This man's on a controller trying to make something happen, and he's on the inside of James Thurston as he has a bad corner. Now look at Hyder all the way down to the inside wall, trying to break the toe.
Yeah, the toe is very important here at Pocono. You've probably seen it numerous times with various levels of cars here. IndyCar, truck, Xfinity.
Oh boy! There's a big stack up! There goes Cannon Rife!
The yellow flag is out.
This is going to be the big one.
Half a dozen cars are in this one, including Aiden Arevalo. Oh, you don't like to see that. And that was a stack up that had started right at the tail end of the top 10 and ricocheted throughout the entire mid-pack.
So that actually started with like 6th position. Connor Bullheis maybe checks up a little more than he needed to in turn 1. Moondros not ready for it, bumps into him. The 17 checks up to avoid it. The 11 hits him. 97 hits the 11, and it's just a stack up back there.
And the 55 gets a piece too, and everyone just starts piling through.
The field hoping to get the yellow shortened, they will not get their wish. Which I think is fair. You know, you want to cause cautions, you have to face the consequences of your cautions.
I agree. Well, this definitely causes some problems for AJ Hyder in particular. AJ wants a green flag run so he can get away from everybody, but these cautions just keep reeling him back in. And I'll admit, he is not getting the same restarts that he did previously. Walker's not side by side into turn 1 as good, but he's staying within striking distance, which, especially if we get to a green-white checkered, Walker will absolutely take advantage of that.
It's going to be interesting to see now that James Thurston has lost a couple spots. Like I said earlier, it was looking like he was going to have a good run there at the end. He was on that winning strategy, and then that caution came out and ruined all his plans, and now he's been losing spots.
And look at what we're seeing. Walker with the strategy, maybe, no? Who's coming in? Thurston's coming in!
He's trying something. I mean, I think this is his last set of tires. He's got to try something here. I don't know how much of an advantage he's going to have, because these guys have maybe run, 3 or 4 green flag laps?
Well, I think if someone like Thurston's pedigree, I don't think he's really thinking about, playoffs or anything like that. I think that just on default, he'll make the playoffs as long as he just stays out of trouble. Which, I'll tell you what, compared to last season, he's been doing a lot better of being clean, but I mean, he wants to win, and if there is any place where he can make efficient passes, out of all tracks, I genuinely think it's Pocono. Again, he is the only one that can rip the wall here and make it work. So on a fresh set of rubbers, there might be a good chance for him here, but he's also coming in and he's spending a lot of time on pit road here.
Maybe repairing damage, but I'm not sure what damage he would have. I don't think he really got too badly damaged on that last caution, but I could be wrong.
Might be wrong here because he's spending a lot of time on pit road here. He finally got off, so he'll be starting all the way at the tail of the field here, which extends about 15 cars, I think. So he's got some work to do.
Indeed he does.
Yeah, he's fallen all the way back here to the 56. 92, I should say. Yeah, so he's fallen pretty far back here. Right near the end of the top 20, so he's got some work to do.
Well, if anyone can make the work happen, it's him.
And this has opened a bit of a door here, because now Walker doesn't have to worry about Thurston anymore. The problem is now he has to worry about his best buddy at Las Vegas last week. That's Lars Chenoweth now in third, Diego Roldan right behind him in fourth. And Connor Balheis is showing some major aggression as he is charged into the top 5.
Yeah, Connor Balheis. The disadvantage of running on a controller is also arguably its biggest advantage. You can't tire save, but that means you're always pushing, which means theoretically you always have an advantage, but this is ASCA, nothing is theoretical.
The big thing about these alternative methods of driving a controller, in my personal experience mouse, is that you can do some really erratic wheel movements without much punishment. And in a track like this, where you can yank that thing as fast as you want without any resistance from the wheel, into some of these tough corners like the tunnel turn, it might end up being your best friend.
I still cannot believe people are able to actually race iRacing on a keyboard and a mouse. That feels illegal.
I'm going to be real with you. Can I be honest with you? Because I did the first 3 years of iRacing on a mouse and keyboard. It genuinely is not that bad, especially on dirt. Because the erratic wheel movements that you can pull genuinely can really make you good.
Yeah, I feel like on dirt it's at its biggest advantage, but on a track like a road course or like
it's awful
NASCAR,
on road courses, dude. It's awful on road courses. Right?
Yeah, you definitely want more precise, less angular wheel motions, but yeah, I feel like you can kick butt on dirt.
Enough about wheel movements. We gotta go racing here with we're just about 10 laps to go. For what feels like the 4th time now, it's going to be Hyder and Walker coming to the green, but watch out for everyone behind who's hungry for a win. Let's see if they can hold them off, and
Green
watch
flag,
out
green
for
flag.
that 96 repping the fence for these final 10 laps. That's James Thurston. We're green.
And just that time, the 44 of Hyder getting an absolutely amazing restart. No bones about it. He just absolutely wants to walk away with this win today. But these guys behind him are not going to let that happen, as here comes Lars Chenoweth into second. Good pass on the 93. Now Chenoweth with a run through 1. What can he do? He might have a chance to pass Hyder here into the tunnel turn.
And Lars is hungry. He finished second at the ASCA 500. He was battling for the win, finished second at Las Vegas. He wants this win so bad on the outside, side by side, as they head towards turn 3.
And this is what James Thurston is thinking. Do this. Brace for the win. Don't let the leaders pull away so I can have a chance to move in. And they're still battling through turn 3. Almost contact. Chenoweth on the outside. They are battling so close behind him as they're still battling for third behind him. Walker and Roldan.
Continuing side by side, 2 rows deep into 1. Big dive by AJ Hyder, but Lars fighting back on the outside. Diego Roldan is clear of Aiden Walker, but he's not clear of Lars. That's going to open the door for the 93. A little bit of contact between Walker and Roldan.
And Walker warning Roldan over the radio, saying, I cut you a break that time. I won't cut you a break next time. Lars Chenoweth all over the back bumper of the 44. He wants this pass. He wants it so bad. Might look out for desperation on his part.
Lars sending it in deep into 3, packing a bunch of air onto the back of the 44. But Hyder is determined. He holds on to it. He's starting to pull away just a tad. 6 cars under a blanket for the lead.
And I've always wondered with the swerving and trying to break the toe that Hyder's doing, I always wonder if it's worth it to, maybe use your tires up a little bit or lose a little bit of time in positioning trying to break that toe. But it seems like it's working. But the 45 right up to the back bumper again. He's going to have a run here.
Hyder got loose coming out of turn 1. Big mistake there from Hyder. I'll tell you what, Thurston's struggling right now. He's only made it up into 11th. Roldan getting a little squirmy down the back as they go side by side into the tunnel turn.
Chenoweth sending it, trying to force Hyder up the racetrack. This is the tightest racing of the day we've seen so far. AJ Hyder getting a push from his teammate. Can he clear Chenoweth before the corner? He does, as the 99 is losing it, and here comes the 45 again on the inside.
And here comes Connor Ballheitz, 3 wide for third as the 2 leaders fight it out.
This is great racing. Chenoweth still on the back bumper, sidetracking the 44, not letting him get away. Chenoweth trying to make the move into 1. Is he going to be able to do it this time? Can Hyder fight back? Can he do anything? Almost contact that time as Chenoweth now into the lead. The rookie leads at Pocono.
And now he's got to hold off for another 8 laps against the Season 7 champion. He has to go against the defending champion and a 2-time champion, Roldan. Now all over the road goes Hyder, trying to catch him off guard into the tunnel turn.
And some great racing up here, and you know who has found, well, I thought he had found his way into the pack as Roldan gets so loose there off of 2.
He slammed the fence there, Jacob.
Yep, Roldan gets loose. He hit the fence here. Here comes Mudros on the outside of him. And look who's creeping into this battle. In 10th is James Thurston. How many laps does he have left? They have about 7 laps to go, and Mudros is around.
And no yellow. We keep it green.
Yellow flag.
There it is.
There's
Caution's out.
Well,
man. We're not done, fellas. We are in for a show.
So that one, that's on Mudros, because he just, I think he came down the track trying to follow the 93's draft wake, and he just comes across the nose of the 99 like he's not even there. So I will have to say that that's on Dimitri Mudros.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I think... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Dimitri.
Another driver I wanted to mention, he's not exactly up into the top 10, but he's having a really good bounce back after an earlier problem. Connor Trafari is inside the top 15. He's in 12th right now, and his car looks mostly clean, so a solid recovery for him after an absolutely awful start to the race with his contact with James Thurston.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that this caution's a good or a bad thing for James?
Well, it bunches the pack back up.
The problem is he has less laps.
Also, the one thing that you can't really express on the broadcast and you can't really express on the track, what are the nerves that Lars Chenoweth is feeling now? He's going to have to hold off the last 2 champions on a restart. This is potentially the last one.
I'm going to reference the first interview I had with him after he finished second in the ASCA 500. He had no idea that he had that kind of pace. He genuinely told me that he'd be shocked if he ran top 10 after today. And well, I mean, he shocked everyone else. Was running top 10 in Mexico before he quit and finished second at Vegas. That's along with the fact that he battled for the win at the Las Vegas truck race the Friday before that. All things considered, he has shown himself to be quite the competitor and by far the biggest hotshot this season has to offer.
I do like it. But going back to James Thurston, I think he is going to be restarting in the 8th position, so he's going to be on the outside. He's going to be where he likes to be, which is ripping the fence on the outside. How much are those tires going to affect him? Are these guys pitting?
Yes, they are. They're going to try some. They're going to try some. Aiden Walker leading them down pit road along with Roldan and Vijay Kumar. Oh, boy.
I don't hate the idea of pitting, but we're going to get back to racing here with about 3 laps to go. I just don't think that's enough time to make anything happen.
Well, let's see here. I think about, 10 drivers here are staying out on the racetrack? Yeah, it's going to be all the way back to Heron. Yeah, so this is going to be the top 11 staying out. So, in 4 laps, you're going to go from 11th to the lead as Lily and Caden and Kelly are toward each other under caution.
It's gonna be fun to watch those guys in the back.
Well, you got to take your break. I'm going to go take mine. Talk to the lovely viewers for a minute or two.
All right, let's see what I don't have the stream pulled up. Let's see what they're saying in the chat right now. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. So we have something about Canadians in the Geneva Convention. Jason Marshall P2. Well, that was back when Jason Marshall wasn't wrecking. He realized that what he asked was so dumb, he short-circuited. Probably in reference to me. I don't remember, though. I don't have a good memory. I'm surprised the Truck Series wasn't like this. Well, the trucks were easier to control, so that's probably had something to do with it. I'm not sure why Armani isn't in here. The 18 hasn't had a great day. No, he is not. As we're coming back to one to go, like I said, we are going to have 3 laps to go. Aiden Walker is going to be restarting in the 13th position. That's going to be 12. That's going to be 12 positions to make up if he wants to win this race in 3 laps. Potentially more because of green-white checkers, but he would really need the top few guys to wreck. Hello, welcome back.
Oh, I'm back. All right, well, Jacob, how many overtimes are we having?
Either we have what's the max? What's the max? 3?
Yes.
I think we either have no overtimes or we have 3 overtimes. The way these guys are racing. I brought it up while you were away. I think the Truck Series had less wrecks because, you know, the trucks were easier to control, a lot less horsepower.
Oh, that was also because I purposely let it go green when some of you guys were just out of the way.
Anyways, look at this top 10 we have. So, Chenoweth, Hyder, front row. Connor Bolheis, Clinton McDonald in row 2. That's going to be a fun race to watch to see what they do. James Thorsten in 5th. Connor Trafari is in 6th. Scott Ferguson 7th. Jason Samito 8th. Nico Servideo 9th. Noah Herron is in 10th.
Oh my god, and think about all the people behind, all the race-winning contenders that are hungry to win this race. Whether we make it to the white or whether we're going to wrap it up and do it all over again, what we're about to see is going to be incredible. Green flag!
Chenoweth with a good restart there. We see him pull away. He's going to be able to clear Hyder going into turn 1. Now, where does he go to try to hold off the 44's advance here into turn 1? What can Connor Bolheis do on the inside of AJ Hyder? Bolheis sending it in. He is going to have the advantage, but Hyder trying to work his way back up on the outside. James Thurston on slightly fresher rubber. What can he do right behind them both?
Coming down the back straightaway, Lars has got a bit of a gap, but he's got a big old push here from Connor Bolheis, but Bolheis is hungry as he blocks Thurston into the tunnel turn.
Just nothing Thurston can do. That may have compromised his chance at a real win. Aiden Walker back there, I'm watching him back there. There's nothing really he can do there. He's kind of trapped behind this decision to try to maybe pit, try to get an advantage on tires. Not going to be enough. I don't think so. And here comes Chenoweth off of 2, off of 3, 2 laps to go.
Oh, there goes the 30 hard into the wall. Noah Herron's in it too.
Here comes the ASCA.
And I think this time, the 30 is done. Derek Shaver, the 3rd or 4th wreck of the night, I lost count. This one I don't think he's coming back from. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to overtime.
That's a tough one to judge because they're 3 wide coming off of 3. The 30 is coming up. And it looks like the 94 is angled still going down the track, so he makes some contact with the 30.
Ooh, yeah, that's a close call right there.
It really is tough to judge. I don't know. Maybe one of them just classic racing deals.
I think so. I mean, 3 laps to go. Everyone's pushing it to the limit, and sometimes when you get past that limit, you're gonna end up doing something you don't really like doing. Oops. And with that, we're going to overtime, fellas. Probably not what Lars wanted to see, if I had to guess.
Well, I predicted either no overtimes or 3 overtimes. So
yeah, so we're not done.
As he is stopped on the track, waiting for the pace car to get there. As we continue to have people baiting out other people. Are there drop races? I don't think there's drop races.
There aren't drop races yet. Chris is thinking about it. A few guys in the back coming in.
I really don't think there should be drop races because, like, you know, whatever.
But anyway, Aiden Walker is now up into 8th place. He made up 3 spots there on that lap. Not enough that he really needed, but another restart will help, especially now that we're extending the race. So he is going to be losing laps doing this.
Maybe gaining some laps that he might not have had.
I asked this earlier and no one gave me a response, so chat, I'm going to ask again. Coming to overtime, who are you picking to win this race? Jacob?
This is so tough because there's so many drivers that could win this. I could see anything happening. I could see Chenoweth making contact with the 44, trying to get around him and just triggering a giant wreck and somebody getting through to win the race. I really do think anyone in the top 10 is still alive for this thing. But if you want my honest opinion, no wrecks, no nothing, no nonsense happening. We saw him go from the back of the pack to 3rd in Mexico. I like the look of Aiden Walker on those fresh tires. Will there be enough time to catch the leaders? Maybe, maybe not, but I like him for some reason.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, I'm the people's favorite. All right, I know I'm with the people. All right, when you say out there, the people, when you say you like somebody, I like them too. And I'll tell you what, the people are saying that Connor Bullheis is going to win this race. I'm not going to tell you how it's going to happen. I can't tell you how a do-not controller is running 3rd right now on pace. But I think just enough things are going to go the right way, and he's going to end up winning this race.
That's going to be fun. That'll be a fun winner if that happens that way.
Hey, all I'm saying, look in the chat. I see a Bullheis, I see a Connor, I see a Bullheis. Okay, the people are speaking their minds. They want a Bullheis win, and I want a Bullheis win too.
I mean, I really do think that if that prior incident that I mentioned happens, like with a giant wreck on the last lap and just cars scrambling, it'll be really a testament.
Well, there's really not much else left to say. Lars Chenoweth, rookie driver in the 45, has finished 2nd and 2nd in both of his starts this season. He is looking to get his first ASCA Cup Series win. AJ Hyder trying to get his 2nd win of the season. Connor Bullheis in his sophomore season is looking for win number 1. And James Thurston is looking for something to finally go his way in an old Clinton McDonald fashion, he finds a way to get involved in the mix. We'll see what happens here on this restart. Will it be the final one? Will we make it to the white? Or are we going to do it all over again? You guys have been waiting all night for this. I've been waiting all night for this. So let's settle it right here, right now. Green flag.
Lars Chenoweth with a great restart. That's what he wanted to happen. He's going to clear the 44 into turn 1. He's going to have the advantage. Connor Bullheis, what can he do? We saw last time he couldn't really get an advantage over Hyder. This time, though, he is going to get an advantage. He's going to peek ahead a little bit. Here comes Thurston around the outside trying to make something happen. Doesn't look like he's going to do anything. And look in the back. Here comes Walker. He's trying to make a move. Not sure if he's got enough time to do it, though.
And now side by side. Oh, Bullheis with a bad block on Thurston. Saves the car going down into the tunnel turn. Everyone else battling for position. Thurston with an incredible move on the outside for third. Here comes Aiden Walker trying to shovel his way past Clinton McDonald and Connor Trapari as we head towards turn 3, coming up to the white flag.
Meanwhile, at the front, Lars Chenoweth trying to hold back the nerves of going for his first ASCA win. He's got arguably the greatest driver in ASCA Cup Series history behind him. As they have reached the white flag, there will be no further overtime attempts. Lars Chenoweth leads AJ Hyder into 1. What can Hyder do to try to make it up?
Don't falter now, Lars. You've had a perfect day so far. You are 1 lap away from victory, but that was not a great exit at all. He's blocking down the racetrack. Here comes Hyder with a run.
Lars Chenoweth is going to have to set up this tunnel turn perfectly. Will he block the 44? Yes, he does. The 44 trying to get the run through the tunnel turn. Chenoweth trying to block his every move. What can he do? They're bumper to bumper. Here they come off of turn 2. Can James Thurston do anything? He's into the mix, going into the final corner.
Thurston with the dive. We're going 3 wide for the win. Lars Chenoweth and AJ Hyder make contact. Here comes James Thurston coming to the line. They're on the wall. But rookie Lars Chenoweth is going to hold off the champion and win his first ASCA Cup Series race here at Pocono Raceway.
What a finish. That was incredible. Lars Chenoweth holding it off for the win. I didn't think he was going to do it. I saw Thurston send it in there, and I thought for sure that they were all going to wreck. But Lars Chenoweth, what an amazing finish there from the rookie. He captures his first career win.
Man, that is a feel-good story right there. Lars Chenoweth gets it done. Everybody coming in to give a bump.
There was a wreck on the last lap. Big wreck on the last lap coming to the line.
And let's
Between
take a look
Logan
at that.
Sully and
go ahead.
Landon Warren, but
let's take a look at that finish one more time. Here's the last lap. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a bad turn 1 there from Lars, but a great defense down the back. Forcing AJ to the high side. He had a great center, was able to park the car exactly where he needed it. That opened the door for James, and James threw it in there as hard as he could. 3 wide for the win. James got in the grass, and I think that was what did it right there.
it was just a phenomenal finish there. One of the best finishes we've seen out of Pocono of all tracks. I'm surprised, honestly.
We did have a crash coming to the line. This was between Logan Sully and Landon Warren. Landon Warren was trying to go for a gap that was closing, and well, yeah, Landon, that's you're being very optimistic there. Oh, another crash there with the Anthony Sharps and Wayne A. Kennedy as well. Oh, he was trying to avoid this, and he just turned Wayne A. Kennedy coming to the line. But after all of that action, talk about a lot of it. We have our winner. Lars Chenoweth wins at Pocono, an incredible victory for the rookie. And let's take a look here at our finishing results. After an incredible night of action, Lars Chenoweth wins the race here at the Royalty Free 200. AJ Hyder has to settle for second, James Thurston in third, Aiden Walker in fourth, Connor Ballheis in fifth, Pravin Vijayakumar sixth, Connor Trafari with an incredible comeback to finish inside the top 10, Clinton McDonald in eighth, Bryce Benton in ninth, and Scott Ferguson Jr., first career top 10 for him. He had an incredible night. Outside the top 10 now, Daniel Bowden comes home P11, Tyler Dixon 12th, Julian Dawkins Jr. in 13th, Diego Roldan 14th, Nico Servideo in 15th, Jaden Cortinas in 16th, followed by Jason Samito, Caden Rife, Wayne A. Kennedy, and Anthony Sharps. Through the rest of the lead lap cars, we got Dimitri Mundros, Trevor Crosswright, Aiden Arevalo, Chris Lilly, Logan Soley, and Landon Warren. And then it will be Marcus Vanderlee, Noah Herron, Derek Shaver, and Caden Mobley Kelly. And through the rest of the field now, we got Ethan Moses, Jason Marshall, Aiden Smith, Garrett White, Jeremy Lewis, Kayla Hankins, Jason Hall, followed by Robert Eccleberry, Chris Bowes, and Jamie Wright as the 45 blows the motor. And with that, it's time to head on over to Santa's Workshop for our post-race coverage. And well, oh, what a day it must be for Lars Chenoweth to finally get it done. Let's get him in here. Lars, first ASCA Cup Series victory comes in your third start. When I talked to you at Daytona, you were a little shocked about your performance. You didn't expect to have performances like these. How are you feeling now?
I mean, I'm really happy. Pocono, I'm normally not very good at it. In fact, it's one of my worst tracks. Or so I thought. Coming into this race, I would have been happy to get a top 10. I'm just really happy to win this, man.
And when it comes to the future, now you got. Let's go over your resume. 2 runner-ups and a win. Best average finish in the series right now. Is championship on a consideration here for you?
I mean, we'll see. Great run starting the season. I'm not so confident it's going to go on for much longer, but I think I have a chance.
Well, the last time you told me that you weren't confident, you won a race in your third start. So I think that you'll be just fine. But with that, coming up with these next few races, how you feeling?
Dover. I'm really good at Dover. I think I might get a top 5 there. Might have to look at the schedule here. Yeah, Dover. I love Dover. It's pretty fun. Richmond, not the greatest at it, but Charlotte. I think I might win Charlotte. I'm really fast at all of the intermediates, really.
And finally, Lars, do you have any partners or people you'd like to thank for this win?
All of Joe Cal Motorsports and Lavender Paints. Thank you.
And Lars Chenoweth, first win of the season. I say first win of the season. We're going to be talking to him very soon. I'm sure a second win is in the cards. And AJ, won Vegas.
Yep.
Dominated today. 1 spot short. Was there anything else you could have done?
I mean, I had him set up, I felt like, into 3, and I think Thurston was just coming so fast on those new tires. I had it set up, and I don't know. I feel like I know what he was trying to do, but he didn't even try to make the corner, I feel like, and kind of screwed me out of it. But it's whatever. I'll get over it. ASCA doesn't disappoint, man. I probably had the race won like 5 times on 5 restarts, but we just keep wrecking. Nothing ever changes.
And when it comes to the pit strategy, that was where things were getting a little crazy. Everyone was trying to respond to your dominance. How were you approaching it?
I mean, I was trying to counter, really. I had a strategy going, and then Koch came out at the wrong time, and that ruined that. But it is what it is. It's usually how these races at like the big tracks go. It all comes down to strategy. It doesn't really matter how good you are. Just gotta get right with the cautions.
And finally, are there any partners you like to thank for your performance tonight?
Gavin Graham. I want to shout out the Circle K Corporation and Gavin Graham Industries.
Yes!
For their continued support.
That's right!
On this Uprise Motorsports Chevy, and we're going to come back. We're going to come back better, and we're going to win next week. I can guarantee you that.
AJ Hyder coming back next week stronger than ever, going back to a place where he put on, I believe the record still says, as the most dominant performance in ASCA history at Dover. And with that, James, you tried something different twice, and both times you were just a little short. What more do you think you needed tonight?
Honestly, I just needed them to stop crashing in the back. Like, the thing that ruined my race was just how many yellows we had. I mean, I probably had the lead locked up 2 or 3 good times, and I felt way, way better than AJ or anybody else. Honestly, it's probably the best that I've felt in a race in a long, long time. I mean, I really felt like I was the fastest tonight. I was making really good decisions on pit stops as well. I had really, really good tire strategy going with the yellows. Even with the yellows, you know, just it kind of sucks that every time I felt like I would get on top, something would happen and would push me back down. But, you know, I just keep getting up. You know me, I never back down. But yeah, sorry, I guess it's a good thing to be upset after finishing third. But I said it before the race tonight. I was going to win this race. And I was going to do everything it took to get there. And honestly, I think I probably could have won the race still, but I just was way too hard into 3. I should have probably... I think I could have gone on the top, but I was just thinking they'd close me off up there. That's why I went bottom. So, you know, I think it is what it is.
And finally, I do want to talk about that line, because there is no one, ever since we saw you for the first time during preseason Thunder over a year ago now, there is no one else that I've seen that is able to rip that fence at a track like Pocono. Where did you learn that?
Hey, man, I just did it on my own. I started just running up there. I was like, hell, man, these corners, they kind of feel like going into, you know, 1 in 3 at Homestead a little bit. I was like, I'll just try to stick it up on the top here and see what happens. And it didn't work in these cars for a while. I'm kind of surprised it worked so well with this tonight. But, you know, I first started doing it with the next gen car because that seemed like the one that did it the best. But I mean, it sure did work with this tonight. Yeah, I have a ton of fun doing it. I think I made all my passes doing it. I don't think there was any pass that I made that wasn't running the top. Just, yeah, man, it stings not to win this. It really stings not to win this. But you know, like I said, it is what it is. Just kind of what happens when you have races that have lots of cautions. And really, I shouldn't have had to come back for the last time. That was actually my only mistake I made, was on a restart. After I'd gotten the lead with fresh tires, I pit, and for some reason I had a really long pit stop, even though I did everything right. But, you know, iRacing RNG. But on the restart, I tried to anticipate AJ going, and I just went before he did, and I bumped him, and it gave me front-end damage. So that's the reason I pit with like 15 to go. But, you know, we came back. We got third. I mean, you can't really complain when you go from 20th to 3rd in, you know, about 10 laps. I really can't be mad about that, but I really think we should have won. I want to win some races. I think it's coming, and I'm going to be really pissed if it isn't.
Well, I feel like we were in the same conversation last season when we were around this time. If you raced into the season, things were, I mean, admittedly, things were going really bad for you last season, right at the get-go, but right in the middle is when you started figuring out your groove. So I'm sure things will go back to normal pretty soon. Is there any... Yeah, go ahead.
I think we're doing better. We're doing better this season. Last season was not good. Last season was not good. We're much better this season. But yeah, thanks to Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsports. Man, I'm just sorry for cutting you off. I'm just pissed right now. I want to win some damn races.
He wants to win some damn races. All right. That's James Thurston, 3rd place finish. Jacob, this championship, think about this. Season 7, we had Thurston versus Hyder, right? Then we added Walker into the mix. Now we have all 3 of them, plus now the rookie Lars Chenoweth. How are we feeling after tonight?
It's just So many names that have been popping up recently. Lars Chenoweth, obviously one of them. Thurston's in the mix. Walker, Hyder. He didn't make the race tonight, but River Page has been consistently up there in the top whatever. Connor Trafari has been up there. I mean, hell, even Connor Bullheist tonight was up there. Just so many different names, and I think that's a true testament to ASCA's strength, is just diversity. You know, we just have so many different names, so many different people racing up there constantly. It's really good. You know, more competition is better.
Well, talk about competition. We're going to be going over to one of the roughest racetracks on the schedule, Dover. If you thought passing was hard tonight, wait until we go to Dover. Things are going to get a little physical next Monday night. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. Dover was a lot of fun last season. We saw an incredible performance by rookie Jason Marshall that night that catapulted an incredible playoff campaign. We'll see if anyone else can put it in. We're 4 for 4 with winners so far this season. No one's been able to get that second win. And with people like Thurston, as hungry as he is, some tells me we might be going 5 for 5 before we get to the end of that race. But with that being said, we're done for tonight. We'll see you guys next Monday. Hopefully you all have a good night, and hopefully you all enjoy tonight's broadcast. Thank you all.